Hello, this is Raving Rendell, and this is Finite Exposure, and I have no clue where Chaos is. So we'll just kind of float along until he fixes his mic or plugs in his mic or whatever. He's having problems with his landlord, which I told him before I go to work, before I went to work today, to get settled. But he was... I don't know if he was trying to be nice or trying to be vengeful or what, but I'm pretty certain that's what he's dealing with right now, so that's fine. We've got a lot to talk about this weekend, so I'll go ahead and do that, and I gotta look up something about this week. About this weekend so that I can remember all the bits and pieces of it. One thing that I know Chaos will probably talk about if he ever comes back would be the fact that Wenatchee, Washington, due to severe storms, sounds like they had a couple of lightning storms out there, or electrical storms, tomato, call them whatever you want. They have a lot of fires that are going to be going around, and they're threatening a lot of homes in Wenatchee. So they're not to the city yet, I don't think, but they're on the outskirts, and there are so many of them, it's a guarantee that at least something will get into the city. It's just a question of what they're going to lose for, what they're going to lose for, houses or maybe businesses. So I hope everybody out there is safe. The reason why I say this, I know Chaos couldn't give two shits, or even less than that probably, is because my dad he goes to auctions, he goes to places, and he picks up things that he thinks are antiques, and he puts them down in an antique shop. Well, the owners were away yesterday. They had gone to an estate sale. They went over to the sale. They picked up the stuff. As they were coming back, we had very high winds on Saturday. I know, and I'll tell you how in a little bit. But we had extremely high winds. So I don't know how it started, but a fire started. And with the winds, it engulfed their house, killing two dogs. They were sweet dogs. I used to see them when I'd go down to the antique shop. They were just beautiful little dogs, but they lost literally everything. So I don't pray, but I'll keep them in my thoughts. So I gave up on praying. Sorry. It just seemed like a waste of time to me. I talk to myself so much. I mean, probably of the 16 hours a day, we'll say, not at work so much. I don't talk to myself so much at work. So we'll say on a good day, 5 hours worth of work. So out of 10 hours a day, I'd say at least 3 or 4 are me talking and having a conversation with myself. It's just how I roll. Instead of thinking and trying to, because my mind is I have very bad problems with short attention span. So I can't run thoughts together very well. I am very good about talking things out, because as I hear them, unless I ramble, which is of course possible, then it's really a problem with just reminding myself of what the topic is. And it's easy for me to do it as a vocal means rather than just a purely mental mean. So I talk to myself a lot, and that's not a big deal. So, but that's one thing that kind of got me out of praying, is because I would kind of verbally do the prayer. It wouldn't be, oh, hey, dear God, by the way, the faucet needs fixing. I would talk to myself. I'd talk myself through it. And, just kind of put in little mental things to God or whatever deity at the time So, and as I got better at verbally working things out, the little mental post-it notes just got fewer and fewer, to the point now I don't even bother with them. So, I believe in my heart that they will get through this. It won't be easy. It won't be easy at all. But I hope, for their sake, that it isn't something that really, really screws their life over. Because it can be. It can very easily be. Ask anybody who ends up getting hit in Wenatchee. They're going to go through the same thing. So, what did I do this week? Well, on Thursday, there is a group in Mankato called South Central Minnesota Pride. It's a PFLAG, LBGT, friend, yada yada group. Basically supporting gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, whatever. They'll probably be adding more letters to that eventually. And that's not anything against them. It's just that it seems like I was listening to a wonderful lady called Zena Jones. She has her own Ustream, and it's either Saturday night or Sunday that she and her partner Heather do a stream, and they're very good. Heather admitted this. She only gets drunk on the nights that they do that. She's not drunk otherwise, but you can tell because she's very loud. Sweet lady. If I got to know her, I'd probably like her. But I prefer to listen to Zena Jones on YouTube. She's a transhumanist. She's an atheist if you're a deist. Was it a deist? I think that's what they call themselves, a deist. Yeah, somebody who believes in a God. She doesn't believe in a God. She believes in human beings to grow as a species, solve their problems, solve problems, basically, which is, I guess, religiously, or deistly, or whatever that word would be, I am an agnostic. I don't believe in God outright. I can't. It's just not in my making. I actually, and this shouldn't surprise anybody, I went and I talked to myself after I came home. There's another group that I'll mention, Southern Minnesota Atheists, Realists, and Thinkers, or SMART. And they're based in the Mankato area. They do a lot of things around Mankato. Well, I was going to one, or it was a day I was thinking about one or whatnot, and I was talking to myself. I'm like, okay, so why don't I believe in God? And this, I do this a lot, and I don't remember what the back and forth was, but I would ask myself a question. It's like, okay, well, and these were questions. Why wouldn't I believe? And then I'd give myself a devil's. I'm a huge fan of playing devil's advocate. I love playing devil's advocate. So I'd give myself the devil's advocate answer. Okay, well, here we go. And it got to the point that my brain is just so used to questioning that I had to give up, because within a couple of seconds of answering a question, I'd come up with another one, and I'd come up with another one. And it's just, how much time do you want to dedicate to it? I don't want to dedicate that much time to it. That's not my thing. I've got other things to worry about. So God does not, if he exists, God does not need me worrying about him. He's got his stuff covered. I'm pretty certain of that. So, and if he doesn't, that certainly explains a lot of the case of the world, doesn't it? So on Thursday night, South Central Minnesota Pride had what they called queerioke, which obviously is just karaoke night. It's just for queer people. Well, going by the original definition, nobody fits it better than me. I'm the queerest person in the Old English version that you'll probably ever come across. If you're not familiar with that version, queer in Old English was strange or unusual. It meant a form of behavior, a queer behavior. You do see that in older Sherlock Holmes every now and then we'll mention somebody with a queer behavior. And that's what it is. It's just, I can't think of the name. It's a non-socially acceptable act or process or behavior. So, but the difference between an antisocial behavior and a queer behavior is an antisocial behavior is just done for the sake of being an asshole sometimes. So sometimes it's protesting, sometimes it's like if you walk in and you've heard that, going back in this time, that the king just raised taxes and oh God, this person hates taxes, so he's walking around in his birthday suit saying I hate taxes. Okay, well that's an antisocial behavior. It's a queer version of an antisocial behavior. That's an even better one, because most people would go around, they'd do the fist pump and they'd hold a sign, whatever good that's supposed to do. But this guy's going out and he's naked. That's just putting this strange little twist on it that you wouldn't expect. That's a queer behavior. Something that you walk in on that you can't immediately justify. You can't explain it. Somebody's naked outside of a bathtub washing their dog. You happen to be, just coming in saying hi, where's the wife? I'm going to go up and say hi, and you walk in on this. Now, it could be she got in, she's took a bath, the dog came in, did something, now she had to get out and wash him. And nobody was around, nobody cared, but now, oops, you come in. That's a queer behavior. So, but of course, I think it's pretty certain we all know what they were meaning when they said queer in karaoke. At least I hope so. I hope. Anyway, so I went down to that, or went over to that. That was at a place called Wow Entertainment. It's maybe 5 minutes drive for me. And I liked it. I like it. I just had no reason to go there. Well, now I got a reason to go there. It was very fun. There was a couple. The guy I know was gay. I don't know about the lady. I'm going to safely assume she was. But they did 2 songs. They did Love Shack, which the guy, and the lady said this about halfway through. She said, we started doing this 4 years ago, and he still hasn't learned the song. And he didn't. Anybody who knows Love Shack, and maybe I should play this to remind people. Actually, I could play both songs that they did, and maybe I will. He spoke. Anybody who knows Love Shack knows, I believe his name is Frank, is the lead singer. He's not a singer in the traditional sense. I can't remember what the word is called, but there is a word for basically speaking in tempo is what he does. He speaks, but his voice and his words go with the tempo of the song. So he's not singing so much, he's just verbalizing to a beat. So, but that's fun. What do you want, Cody? No worries. Cody's having issues. I don't know what, but that's Cody. That's not a big deal. So they did. Hold on a minute. My microphone was out of sync. I don't know what did that. Anyway, so they went and they had him do Love Shack, and then he should be incarcerated for murder to a song for this one. They did this song by a man called Clarence Carter called Strokin', which is a very sexual song. But it's cute. The video is absolutely adorable. It is. It's one of the most adorable little videos I've seen because it has a little stick person with spiky hair. It's a claymation person. It's kind of like a Mr. Bill figure. And he just sounds, if you watch him, he is just smiling. I don't think he believes that somebody is letting him make a video about sex, which is what it is. It's about stroking is his way of saying sex. So, and I am going to play that because it's not a dirty song. It's just a very cute song. I should have this. So we'll do stroking, and then, oh hell, we'll go with Love Shack too. We'll give ourselves an extra long break so Cody can figure things out. We'll have a 3-song break. How's that float your boat? So, actually, you're in Missouri. I don't know how many of you actually have boats. I'm not familiar with the lake system down there. Anyway, that's beside the point. I met a guy who had a royal purple, very thick robe. It is very nice. He had a swashbuckler, like a Three Musketeer hat. If you haven't seen one, imagine a Stetson, but one side is folded up. Usually the left side is folded so the brim is touching the hat. That's the hat he had. So he had, and then he had a pride flag. It was a huge flag. It said peace on it and was a rainbow flag. It was cool. But he had a lot of buttons, and I am a button freak. I love buttons. So I grabbed like 6 buttons from him. But he told me that there was a dance at the end of Pride Fest. So it's like, okay, I'll see if I can go. Fast forward to Saturday. Saturday I worked at 11:30. I got off at about 3:30. Well, Pride Fest was going on. Unfortunately, most of it was already done by then. And this is why I needed to look things up. Good, I'm glad I remembered this, albeit almost too late. Oh, here we go. Full schedule of events. Yes! Yes. They got the name. Cool. So, I got there at about 4 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock, and there was okay, excuse me, gonna get a little stupid here. For you Southerners down there, if you like bluegrass music, they had a band there called the Bitterroot Band. It was believe a double bass. I think a double bass has 4 and cello has 6. Yeah, double bass has 4. And it was a guitar. It was a guy who was acoustic guitar. There was an acoustic guitar / banjo player. Then there was a one-man band. He did banjo. He did he had the little harmonica. Yes, I hear you, Cody. I'm talking. He had the... No, I don't hear you.
I finally got the thing working.
Okay, well, you can go be quiet because I'm still talking. I'll be talking for probably 30 minutes here. Well, sit back because you're going to love this one. I'm talking about my weekend. To recap for Chaos, I went on Thursday, on this weekend, the group South Central Minnesota Pride, which is the local LBGTXYZPQR, whatever the hell letters they have in their name now, group. And that was obviously karaoke. And that was a place like 5 minutes away. So I went there. As I was there, I learned about a dance to close it out. You need to get that background noise. That is horrible.
Oh.
There.
That is. Hang on.
Yeah, please. Anyway, so Friday I went to work. I don't know. I got your volume almost off. Let me see. A little bit better, yeah. It's not as loud anyway. So I went to work.
Can you still hear me?
By about 4. Can you hear me now? Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you. It's just I can hear that too. I can always hear you. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but take it for what it is. So what I did was I went down and they had a group called the Bitterroot Band, which was a bluegrass group. I'm saying this for Chaos's benefit. You all heard this already. But I went down and I got a Minnesota Pride Fest shirt, which I'm very happy for, because it's like a baby blue shirt. And I just don't have anything for blue shirts, so now I got a blue shirt. But I went and I got a ticket for the VFW. Then I came home, I showered, long enough to go out to a smart meeting, which for Cody, I don't think you've heard that anagram before. Southern Minnesota Atheists, Realists, and Thinkers. So I went down to Pub 500, ate very good bacon cheeseburger. If anybody has ever heard of the brand No Name, it's a meat brand. They do hamburgers and stuff like that. They're expensive. But if you pick up, it's a 6-pack, but if you pick up some No Name burgers, you're in for an excellent meal. They are absolutely delicious. They're probably about $7 or $8 for a 6-pack, but they're very worth it. They are very worth it. So there now, maybe I can submit an invoice and we'll get paid by No Name. So we have a corporate sponsor. And not surprisingly, with the weight of me and Chaos, it's a food company. So that would make sense, if anything would. So then I was there until 8. I went and, okay, Cody, you'll love this one. You're going to wish you had been there to see this one. I was talking to a couple from New Ulm, and she had, and you've probably seen this one, it's a Star Wars shirt. It's a light lavender shirt with Star Wars, the old, like, Star Wars Episode 1 logo. But then it's got like an Atari thing behind it. 4 colored bars. It's an old shirt, I know that much. I don't know where she got it. Anyway, and Cody can vouch for this. When I see something like that, and I know I've seen it and I want to buy it, I sit there and I try to figure out where I saw it. Well, in this case, I was looking at the logo. I was trying to figure out, where have I seen this logo? Where have I seen this logo? Unfortunately, since this was a shirt and she was a lady, it didn't come out like I was looking at the logo. So, she kind of looked at me. She's like, "Are you staring at my breasts?" I'm like, "No, I'm trying to figure out where I saw the shirt." And she's like, "Oh, come on, you're a geek. Just say you're looking at my breasts. It's not a big problem." So I just threw my hands up and said, "Whatever gets me out of trouble, I'll go with it." But Cody would have fallen out of his chair on that one. He's about ready to probably do it now, actually. So I went there. At 8 o'clock, I went to the Pride Fest dance, which was over at the VFW. And that's a very nice building. I like that building. But it was fun. There were a lot of people there. And they had another thing that Cody's seen me doing. I've got 3 bits of paper that I have that have song names scribbled on them for the show and whatnot, of music that I heard that I want to get. I do it at karaoke too. That's the main reason I go to it. I did get surprised because I'm a wallflower. I love watching crowds. That's my big thing. I love watching people. So I was sitting by watching crowds, and I had run out of paper, so I couldn't write any more songs down. So I was standing on the dance floor and kind of nodding and swaying a little bit, keeping the tempo, and I just don't dance. Some girl, and she was cute. She was a black lady, probably about 5'5". But she had rainbow hair, which I thought was cool. She came by, and because I'm 6 foot and she's 5'5", I didn't see her right away. And she took advantage of that. She took her hand and she tickled my stomach. And I looked down, she's like, "Oh, I hope you're having a good time." And I'm like, "Well, I am now, thank you very much. I wasn't expecting that, so..." Then, to cap off the weekend, I went to another smart meeting at 9 in the morning. And I didn't get home until 1. And that cut out at 11:30, so I have been very busy this weekend. So. And we're back, and I'm not sure if Chaos is back or not, but we'll give it a shot here.
Hello?
I was just
Hello?
about to say things are not
you
looking
hear
good
me?
for the home team.
Hello?
Oh, for God's sake.
Hello?
Well, now we have the opposite problem.
You forgot to unmute me, huh?
No?
You forgot to unmute me, huh?
No! What a dumbass.
No, I can hear you.
Well, you aren't responding to me then.
I can hear you.
Then why aren't you responding to me?
Are you? Is our lag that bad?
It must be. It's not on my end.
Hello?
Oh, this is bad. This is potentially very bad. Oh, well, boy, and I shot my wad on the first half hour. This is a real fun predicament I find myself in. Damn. What to do now? Let's see if he has show notes.
Hello?
Yes, we are all here. Where are you? DB. No show notes. Great. I don't know what is wrong with his system. He says we're lagging hellishly bad. Now on his end we are, but I'm hearing him fine. I don't know what's going on. It's got to be something on his end, and I would highly bet it's probably that asshole landlord
You're
of
hearing
his.
me about 5 seconds out.
Huh? Maybe, but... Well, let's try something. I think I know what happened. Hold on.
Teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle, here's my... Get it fixed!
Oh, that was wonderful. What a thing to come in on.
Am I good now?
I know what happened. That was Sam. I had it set on play queue, and it bled into, like that problem we found out, remember we can't have the live recording on pause?
Yeah.
Because it backs up. It started the stream, it queued up the live recording, but it finished I Wish I Was a Lesbian first, the last 5 seconds of it before it triggered it. That's where the lag came in.
God, that sounds so awkward.
Hey, considering I said I shot my wad right before that, I think we've pretty much topped awkward for this show.
We're still about, I'd say about 2 seconds off.
Well, that's not near as bad, so...
No,
yeah.
there is actually show
I
notes.
just double-clicked
didn't
live
get
recording.
them into the box.
Oh, because of the screw-up.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's no big deal.
What I got typed out before everything went wonky on me, because again, my goddamn keyboard's crapping out.
Okay, for the record, I would like the jury to realize he's swearing a lot more than I am this week.
It's one of those weeks.
Why is it August 10th? It's not August 10th, it's September 10th.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, this is going to be one of our best shows ever, I can just tell.
That's all I got is
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Now, see, you'd have to worry about it if Richie were also here. You'd never live it down.
No, I wouldn't. So, we've got about a 2 second lag. Show notes are incomplete because things started crapping out on me. My internet's being wonky. My computer's being wonky. And the mammalians I call pets are being weird. This is a fantastic afternoon for me, folks.
And this coming off of last night.
Hey, last night was a good night. Last night was a very good night.
It was good, but it was also messed up.
Oh, yeah. I have never had to call the cops on my landlord before. Well, now I've had to.
Well, okay.
That's not a phrase many people say.
Before we go too far, and we obviously can't expand on this, this is you and the cops. You wouldn't call them unless your life depended on it.
Or if I was pissed enough. Well, I got
well,
pissed
the
enough
second
last
one
night.
finally did happen, so yeah.
Yeah. Dumb bastard trying to shut off my water.
I could say something about you and the lack of bathing, but I'll keep it to myself.
No, you know what? I actually do bathe quite often, thank you.
What?
I am not one of those. I am not one of those little geeks that hides out in a corner, just going precious, precious. You know, touching myself, not showering for weeks on it. No. I shower. Thank you very much.
Okay, now of all the things that you said there, and it's the showering thing you had to part with. Do we need any other? Do we need any other proof that we are just that screwed up?
Well, I can make that precious joke. You want to know why? Because the local town looks like Mordor.
Yes, I saw that picture. It does. That is frightening.
You can't deny it.
No.
And with the city burning, literally burning, because they now have parts of the city being evacuated.
Well, evacuated. The fire. Last I saw on, because I got the Wenatchee World newsletter about 15 minutes before the show. It didn't sound like there was actual fire in the city limits yet. It's getting there,
well,
but it's not.
It's because we live up in Northwest. We live up in the Northwest, or at least I do. The standard operating procedure, the SOP, is with a fire line, you evacuate everything 2 miles from the fire line.
Right.
The fire line happens to be coming down a populated canyon. Actually, okay, let me rephrase that. The fires are coming down multiple populated canyons and are converging into one giant fire.
Now, would you like to give them something to piss themselves over? Tell them the number of fires we're talking about.
In the north central Washington region, which is the region I happen to be living in, there's over 130 wildfires. Of the locals, say 10, 15 mile radius of where I'm at, there's about 12.
There's a good chance they'll get it under control, but only if the wind doesn't pick up.
And the wind is picking up.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Yeah, that's bad. I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
Because, something I said beforehand when you were having trouble, and this is the reason I did send out my thoughts to Wenatchee, because my dad has a little stall in a antique store, and the owners went out to an estate sale. They bought some, I'm assuming, crap. Let's call it what it is.
I might check this.
Because there's a reason nobody else. There's a reason nobody else was buying it. Okay. So they bought it. They went out Sunday. Was it Saturday? Actually, I think it was Saturday, because that's the other thing I ran into in Pride Fest, is when I went down to the park, it felt like I was walking headlong into a blizzard. The wind was that powerful. Well, apparently it was over quite a bit of the state, because somehow, I don't know how this started, but somehow a fire started by their home, in their home, under whatever. Maybe an alien zapped them, who knows. But because of the wind, It destroyed their home and killed their dogs.
Yeah.
So they are now homeless. And knowing that, I mean, I don't know anybody probably anywhere near, well, maybe if Mike/TJ, whoever would live in the house, maybe it sounded like they were on that end. But aside from that, I don't know anybody who would be on that end. My thoughts go out to them. I know how scary that can be. And like I said, I just know somebody who lost their home to a fire, home and pets. That's not easy.
Yeah.
I hope nobody really gets screwed by this, because it can happen.
Oh, okay.
It can happen real fast.
Yeah, it can happen real fast and real easy. Well, okay. Here's one thing, and I'm sitting here. I was actually kind of flabbergasted at this. Okay, up in this area, they have the 2 mile, don't come up here. And for one of the canyon fires, they were restricting people going up, unless you were a homeowner. And
right.
even then, there was kind of like, a woman who was renting, or who is renting, a house up one of the canyons. Her kid and her dog were up there. They would not allow her to go get her kid and dog, and the fire was about half a mile from where she was living.
Yeah, that's messed up. There's something we're not hearing there.
Well, no, that's been the standard thing that's been going on. I mean, they've been forcing people out and not getting everyone completely out.
Well, now see, like I could see if they had like an ambulance or something. It's like, look, we're trained. You're not. What's their address? We'll let you come on the truck or something so they can see you there, but we will go get them. But just saying,
yeah.
Nope, So, you know what I think? I wonder if maybe she was out when they started and came back.
Well, she
going
had
to
go
get
That's
them.
What happened.
Well, yeah, she was at work. I wonder if she was at work when that hit. And then when she when she heard about it and said, "Oh my God, I've got to go get them," it's like, nope, you should have been here. In which case, that's bullshit. What do they expect? People have to work. They can't take time off for a natural disaster because you never know when they're coming. You don't get sick leave for that. Okay, at least not last time I checked.
You only get sick leave if your house burns down.
Boy, that'd be a real crap way of sick leave, wouldn't it? Although for me, that wouldn't probably be too bad because I'm a pyromaniac. So,
yeah.
What a way to fan those tendencies, huh?
Yeah. I was sitting here, and I'm cackling. I'm cackling at this thought. As horrible as it is, if the fire spreads its way down into the town proper, local newspaper is called the Wenatchee World, a.k.a. The World. If the fire gets down to the World and lights it aflame, I'm going to down screaming, "The world burns!"
And this is why he doesn't get the good jobs. Actually, I thought about that, and I was thinking when I applied at Fred Meyer, they had like a personality test. And hearing that, I now know why. I know who they are looking for with those personality tests. They're looking for him so they can warn everybody within a 10-mile radius of him.
Hey, so. I will tell you this. You know what? I can pass those personality tests perfectly with no problems whatsoever. Even if I'm lying my happy fat butt off, okay?
Your butt is happy?
It can be happy. And after last night, yeah, all of me is kind of happy. I was going to say,
is this after a particularly big bean soup dinner?
No. That would have made my butt unhappy.
Well, it would have made it vocal, if nothing else.
You talking crap to me? Shut up. No.
No, I think I'm tying you too close with my dad.
That's not quite right.
No, but now you made my mind go several other places that definitely aren't quite right.
Yeah, you're.
I think I. Okay. Since my mind
just.
No, I have to mention. I have to mention one more thing. Can I just say this one thing because I want to break you so bad, and this would do it. This may actually break your chair along with you.
Talking about my butt, your dad's butt, and breaking me. I'm getting the fear here.
When I went to Pride Fest, as with any other festival, they had
and now a gay pride thing. Oh my god!
You missed this whole thing. I went on it. I went on it for like 30 minutes.
No, I didn't miss it. I was but just the sequence of things. My butt, your dad's butt, happy butts.
Oh, it gets better. It gets better.
Oh god.
Anyway, they had a lot of shirts and bumper stickers, and so, like I said, I got a Pride Fest shirt, but it was an event shirt. It wasn't the one I wanted either. Some lady was walking by with one from 2008 that was, bright red. It had Pride Fest in cursive, and then it had the white circle with 2008. It was like a baseball jersey. I would love to get that one. That's a nice shirt. Because I don't really have anything for red shirts either. Anyway, I was looking at the shirts, and I kind of saw one out of the corner of my eye. And my first thought, I didn't see all of it. I just said a couple of words. And I'm like, I don't care how desperate I am. I could lose all of my clothing, and I would not buy this shirt. So, I kind of let it go.
Tacky.
No, wait. So, I was at the dance. And lots of gay, lesbian, whatever, insert whatever here, people there. This kid came by, he was about 20. And he had this shirt, and I got a good look at this shirt, and I tried so hard not to laugh. Because then I definitely couldn't buy this shirt. It said, I suck cock better than you. And I looked at him and I said, you know what, honey? I hope you do. Because if I wore that would be the most gross form of false advertising ever. So, and it was $10. And it's like, God, how many of those shirts are floating around Mankato now? That's kind of scary, actually.
It'd be worse if it was being worn by a fat guy. Because then you have to debate whether or not he's... No, hang on. Then you have to figure out if he's actually talking about A, the chicken, B, the male body part, or C, a couple of, a little bit of A and B.
At the time when I interject the fact that these shirts went up to 4XL.
Oh dear.
Oh dear is right.
So a hot and fluffy guy. Yeah, that reference.
Fluffy? Are we into the furry fandom? Well, we're gay. We might as well be.
No. You, sir, need to look up Gabriel Iglesias and his hot and fluffy special. And then you will understand what I'm talking about.
Just send me a link. I don't know that I could spell all that.
Well, when I can get my damn computer keyboard working, I'll send you a link. But till then...
What is it? Get a Dragon Speak or whatever it is. The text-to-speech thing.
Oh, yeah, that's going to end up well. I do have a bit of a lisp here. That's going to end badly.
It's better than a stutter.
Prove that Carol Burnett was sexually molested by David Bowie.
Oh, now there's an odd... this show, and I would not mind it in the least, but this could be the show that gets us banned from Jackalope. And I would play it.
It just might.
I would actually put it on a CD, buy a frame, paint it gold, and hang it on my wall. This is, I think, my favorite episode I've ever done. I'm actually getting ready to start bouncing in my chair. If I were sure that these floors were concrete, I probably would do it. I just don't want to fall 6 floors down. That would not feel good.
I now have an image of you in a Nyan cat costume bouncing and going nah, 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 nah,
oh,
in your chair.
Okay, yet again.
I need to scrub my brain now.
Okay, yet again. The lady from New Ulm went to Hot Topic. They have Nyan cat bracelets.
Oh dear, Lucifer.
It just keeps going. Okay. Since you've already sworn, let me put this in. Can we say fuck the news and just keep going with this? We're almost 2 hours in. We haven't even looked at it yet. We are having way too much fun here.
There's at least one thing I want to bring up that's just weird enough that neither one of us can't help but go,
okay.
Frack?
Remember.
But before we do that, let's go to break.
Okay, I was just going to say, remember, gay talk and now things popping up. We're not doing much better here. And we're back.
Yay.
For anybody who wants to prove to somebody that this episode did happen, I am going to put the entire thing up on YouTube.
Be afeared. Be very feared. We're going on the tubes!
Well, I'm going to make YouTube regret giving us more than 15-minute videos.
Oh, that's okay. As a quick side note, I realized something as I was logged in my YouTube account the other day.
Uh-oh.
I've had a couple of videos up there for so long, I could monitor them.
Yeah.
And they have enough regular traffic. I could actually make a bit of scratch off of them. That's kind of nice.
Oh, speaking of which, they had Phony. No, this is clean. Phony for once. Phony put out a video about, because Phony, for those of you who don't know, is somebody who does video game reviews. He also does Blizz Blues and Let's Play and stuff like that. Well, he has people always saying, well, I play games, I want to make money playing games or whatnot. And it's a 30-minute video, but it is a very, very good video, especially if you want to get into blogging, if you want to get into podcasting, if you want to get into, vlogging or something like that. You should go and watch it because he tells you how to set up a personality on the net and build it. And that's a good thing to do. So even if you aren't planning on doing much, it's a good thing to fall back on. So it's nice to have at least a little anonymity on there. Not much, but a little.
I'm trying to avoid getting any more butts and bouncing and chairs and odd random things. Though, as a side note, side note.
Okay, he said he's trying not to, and then goes right back. But on the other hand,
well, you had to know it was a segue. You should have known it was a segue. On the
segue to what? However, I haven't read the notes.
On the other hand, during the break, I discovered underneath the cushion of my chair that, well, guess what? The puppies had put a box of cereal under my ass. One of those cute little tiny, one-shot boxes of cereals was under the cushion under my butt.
Well, the expiration date was good before, it isn't now.
I don't know how they accomplished it. I don't know why they did it, but they did it, and I'm gonna beat them.
They don't have thumbs. How could they do it?
I don't know. It's rather strange. Actually, speaking of strange things while I'm still on this, there's a bit of a rumor news going around that Doctor Strange will be making an appearance in Thor: The Dark World.
Yes, I saw that. Well, is it going to be Thor, or is it going to be Avengers? I've heard both.
Thor: Dark World.
Okay.
Because Avengers 2 would actually chronologically make sense. But yeah, the word, the bird, the word rather.
Bird. Oh, I should play that next.
Anyways, the word is, Doctor Strange going to pop up in Thor: The Dark World. Cool. Also, it's being kind of kicked around somewhat seriously that he might be being played by Viggo Mortensen.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. That would be, that could be very interesting. Because first off, it's Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, the most mightiest ex-surgeon with magical powers in the DC universe.
Marvel.
Or Marvel, yeah.
Okay, your geek credentials just took a huge hit there.
I just whiffed the knackers.
This episode is going to be our most remembered one, I have a feeling. I don't know if that's good or bad.
It may be. But yeah, but Marvel. Yeah, I'm sitting here going, that's kind of cool. Doctor Strange. I always like myself some Doctor Strange. However, Viggo Mortensen, he just doesn't have the mustache credentials to go with it. I mean, Burt Reynolds has got a better stash than Viggo Mortensen.
But Burt Reynolds will never recover. But Viggo Mortensen played one kick-ass devil in Prophecy. He can pull off characters like that. And he can look mighty hot when he's doing it, which will help. Because Doctor Strange is not exactly a looker, okay? Let's be honest here. And
no,
Jesus, that just opened up that opens something up for the next half hour, I'll have to remember.
Oh, dear God. Yeah,
let's just say
the opening looker butts. Your
let's
dad's
just say that
beans, chairs.
Let's just say that
we're just not doing too good here.
Oh, we're going to be doing worse by the time the show's over.
I will not be doing you, that's for sure.
From this distance? Dear God, that's...
I'd have to go Schrodinger's cat on you, and that's just awkward.
Let's put it this way, even Plastic Man can't stretch that far.
I don't know if he together with Mr. Fantastic. Anyways.
Yeah, but Plastic Man has the hots for the. Plastic Man is too much of a ladies' man.
No. Yeah. Anywho, where was I? Oh, actually, since we're still in the pervertedness.
Oh, still? We never got out of it.
Okay, so I might as well just throw this news out.
Please.
Here because it's here. And
I think I know which one this is.
What?
I think I know which one this is.
This one's just... It kind of makes my brain boggle. Like, what? Really? Are you... That's serious. So a new controversy has popped out of China.
Yep, I know it.
Yeah.
This
when I was reading this, I was sitting there going, and then be glad I did not attach the comments to this because we never make it through the show.
That was the worst pause in the history of lag.
We would have never made it through the show.
Yeah. Instead of comments, it sounded like comments. This show is just doomed. Not a bad beatbox there, honestly.
We're better now?
For about the next 3 minutes, sure.
Okay. Anywho. Well, here it is, China's been having a bunch of Miss World kind of competitions there. And Miss whatever competitions are always kind of weird, especially when you start getting into the Asian countries. Well, this one just got a little weirder. The Miss Locality Beauty Pageant now has a restriction, has a rather interesting restriction, and that is breasts, specifically nipples, have to be 20 centimeters apart.
How did everything like this fall on today? We could not have done this any better.
But no, it's a serious thing, though.
Yes, it is. That's the sad thing.
Yeah, it's an actual thing, though. Is the Miss Locality Beauty Pageant that was held at the Hubei Province at a university. Had a mandatory thing where nipples had to be 20 centimeters apart.
I wonder how many male students or lesbian students were lining up to be the ones to measure that.
I don't know, but I want to know where they came up with this minimal allowable distance between nipples for contenders.
Okay, in defense of all geeks, anything that gets me legally closer to somebody's breasts, I'm all for.
Yeah, but this is like a legitimate competition.
Hey, even better!
They had a mandatory distance between nipples.
That way you can...
Words I never thought I would say in my life. Mandatory distance between nipples.
This is perfect, because you can grow up some lady's nipples and say that it's for contest reasons. They can't argue.
They have to whip out the measuring tape. Now...
Well, and plus
it's China, that's not sexual innuendo.
Yeah, that's true. And since it's not on a train, it's not illegal in Japan.
Yeah, and a bunch of Chinese celebrities, actually a few. Now the world's gotten around. Now the word's getting around to actual celebrities, quote unquote. They're sitting there going, wow, really? Could this be any more sexist or, other, things like that? But I'm sitting there going, they have a mandatory distance between nipples. And then the comment section, the comments from China itself were making my mind boggle because they weren't surprised by crap like this.
Of course they're not.
But one person brought up a good point, and it stuck with me.
Oh boy!
Do you want to take a guess at what it is?
No.
Are you really sure about that?
Yes, because I have a feeling it would be even worse if I did.
Well, their point is this, okay? Given the nature of, the human body itself and random quirks appearing, what if they have 3 nipples? Do all 3 nipples have to be 20? Do all 3 nipples have to be 20 centimeters apart from each other?
Now
does it have to be a triangular? What's going? What about the one who has a nipple on her foot? Is that okay?
No, it's specifically on the chest, I'm sure. I wonder. Okay, now here's where the horny geek turns way into the overanalyzing geek. I wonder if the third nipple would have to be exactly 10 centimeters between.
I
teased him about not getting good jobs. Those are the thoughts that I don't get the good jobs for.
Yeah, but I'm just the third nipple would have to be 20 centimeters apart from the other two. It'd have to be an equal triangle.
No, I doubt it. It'd probably be if it were a third nipple like most of them are, and it was right in between the two. If they were really going to be assholes, which if they're doing this they are anyway, let's be honest, then it would probably be within like plus or minus an inch of 10 inches. So I would imagine. I mean, if I were going to be the dumbass who made that up, that'd be what I'd do.
Now, here's my next question, and this is a burning question. This is a real burning question for me. What kind of beauty pageant What kind of beauty pageant is going on where they have to have a restriction on or a bare minimum distance between nipples? Because I've been to a couple of beauty pageants in my day, but not just being the horny dog trying to hump some legs at him. I don't remember ever, it being a topless competition.
Well, on the one point, they got ointment for that burning, so that should help you there. For the second one, I wonder if they're trying to get around the problem that Canada had, where they had that guy who, dressed up as a girl or transsexual that was identified as a girl.
Yeah, but this is China. China has either the highest or second highest rate of male to female, gender swaps on the planet.
And maybe that's a way for them to weed out people who were male and now female.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It doesn't work because I've seen the work that comes out of Bangkok, unfortunately.
Boy, there's a lovely name for this episode. Speaking of digging, I think we've made our way to China now, and we're probably on the way back.
I mean, if you've hung out on the internet long enough, you've probably run across, a couple of transsexual pictures, or ladyboy pictures, something, traps, and you'll sit there and go, "Wow, that's 20 centimeters apart." So
you will. What do you actually measure this?
Sometimes I sit there. Sometimes I have to sit there and go, "Wow, that is 20 centimeters apart."
Only you, okay?
And after being subjected to a season of RuPaul's Drag Race, let me tell you, I can spot a guy in drag at 20 meters now.
Oh, this show's... I'm serious now. This may be our last show on Jackalope. But what a way to go out. Oh, man.
Transsexuals, butt jokes, gay pride. We should be flying our rainbow colors.
Oh, that can be done. Anyway.
Does that make me a leprechaun sitting on a pot of gold?
I don't know what makes you, and after my experiences this weekend, I sure as hell don't know what it makes me.
It makes you Nyan Cat. That's pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go with my thing now since we're coming close on break. Since we're talking about good-looking people anyway. The lady, her name is Jackie. She has an issue with the new doctor's companion. And the issue is, and I agree with this in a way, she is too good-looking. When you look at the people, Rory isn't too bad-looking for a guy. He's got a nose to beat all hell, but that's fine, because as Oswin said on the first one, Rory's got the nose and Matt Smith has the chin, so there we go.
Yeah, but you have to remember, the TARDIS finds Rory sexy.
She finds Matt Smith sexy, too. I'm sorry, Matt Smith is a good-looking guy, but I wouldn't exactly call him sexy.
He was kind of chiseled out of silly putty.
Yeah. But anyway, we were talking about, because, Rose was good-looking in her own way. Martha was fairly good-looking. And I don't think anybody would argue that Amy is good-looking. At least I hope not.
And then Donna.
I've got a fetish for redheads, so of course I'm going to say Amy's good-looking. So, but here's, of course, and this situation had to come up on Pride Fest weekend. Then we start talking about she threw in Jack. Captain Jack as being
good word.
good looking. And I said, well, kind of. And to me, I don't know. I know that Jack is supposed to be basically the bisexual version of a gigolo. He doesn't care who you are as long as your legs spread apart far enough. That's Jack's only requirement.
No, hang on. It doesn't even have to be legs. If there's a willing hole, he's willing to go.
Yes. Yes, that's...
Even then, there doesn't have to be a hole. If there's a hand, there's a tentacle.
You know what?
Done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I just brought up tentacles. I'm done.
Well, so... here's where my problem came in, because everybody who watched it watched the new one. They hadn't seen the old one. So they were talking about Captain Jack, and they were talking about Ricky, which Ricky, I mean, he was an odd character, but he was okay looking. I'm sorry.
Ricky or Mickey?
Well, they're the same actor.
Oh, true.
It's just one is an alternate, yeah. And we were trying to figure out for 10 minutes which one was the real one. But then they were talking, okay, well, Ricky / Mickey / whatever was not bad looking. And I'm like, okay, well, if we're going to go into which man is handsome now, the only one I could think of, and this is because of his role, was the Brigadier. If you look at the Brigadier was a very handsome man.
With that big bushy mustache.
No, I'm actually thinking more of because he was militaristic, he was very clean-cut and very presentable at all, because his character had to be. Yeah. His character was the head of a government thing, so he had to be presentable to anybody. And I always thought he was good-looking. So that's fine. And I racked my brain trying to come up with anybody from the old series, and I really couldn't do it. So, but then I ran into the problem. They hadn't watched that series. So they had no idea who the Brigadier was. And I just shook my head. It's like, Christ, I keep feeling older the more I talk to people. God, and then on the other, to add to that, Nicholas Courtney's dead, so that kind of eliminates my candidate right there. So
necrophilia is a key.
Well, okay, see, there, we've come full circle around. You were able to squeeze in a necrophilia is a key comment, and we didn't even try that.
For the love of God, man, don't ever say the words "come" and "full circle" again.
Well, no, that wasn't the wisest choice of words for this show.
Say the words "come" and "full circle" again.
You know what? I'm gonna post a link to this
guy on the air.
I'm gonna link this to the Pride Fest thing. People who went to that have to hear this. Let's put it this way: if anybody I know hears this, my sexuality will no longer be a question to most people. I'm pretty certain of that. Well, and the only thing I have to say to that is at least somebody will know and or care, because I don't on either. So. When you live in an old folks' home, bringing somebody home for sex is not very high on your list of priorities. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Maybe, well, if it's for somebody like that, they're probably having sex with somebody from the old folks' home. So.
Oh God! Oh God! I wish my keyboard was working right now. Oh my God! I've got an audio clip to play. Oh no! Oh, I'm so sad now. I have an audio clip I can play. Dang! No! One name.
Oh, this is clear.
And it's a perfect audio clip. It's a perfect audio clip.
Why don't you just say it?
Because it's just not right. It's lifted from Space Cowboys, and it happens to be the scene where Tommy Lee Jones is hitting on young waitress, and She's like, "You want me to take you home? You mean to the home, like the retirement home?" Yeah, you see where I'm going? Yeah.
Yes, I do.
It just, I wish my keyboard was working.
Okay, I am nominating this the best episode of Finite Exposure ever. This has just fallen into place so easily. What number are we up to?
Oh, hell if I know more.
Wouldn't it be a kick if this were episode 100?
The script is ruined. Well, I'm saying what script? The show,
What script? It had like 3 things on there.
We violated FCC. We made button gay and all sorts of jokes and just and now and we've made a Bangkok joke. And
a necrophilia is icky.
We have officially accomplished our mission.
Oh yes, we have corrupted more minds than is possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that 7?
What are you counting?
8. We're at episode 112.
Ah, okay.
Oh no, 111.
Ah.
I forgot to move a file. So you know what? This is a magic number. Think about it.
111.
111.
Yeah.
What a perfect one to mess up on. Hey, if we stop right here, we stopped at one heck of a number.
Yeah.
We couldn't have planned that any better.
Yeah.
And I would like to remind the jury, he broke it first. Okay, now I'm going to let Chaos be the reason you're going to be tortured. We're going to have the surfing bird. And then you want to know something funny? The surfing bird, if you play it while you're playing Pitfall 2, they sync up exactly.
That's disturbing.
Yes, it is. And what's more disturbing is I used to play it for 2 months while I was playing that game.
Oh, God. Let's just go to break. Just go to break. Just go.
And we're back.
Yay! Now I can't find my damn clip. I hate myself. I got my keyboard working, can't find my clip now. I'm unhappy. Is that even English?
No. That was a very bad attempt at some kind of black thing. I don't know.
No.
Either black or New York.
No. If I was gonna go there, I would go there.
What, you going to pull a Darnell on us?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to plug Let's Play here. If you have not heard of Darnell, there is a series on Game Breaker called Let's Play, which is Darnell basically going through a game and kind of mistying a game, and it is absolutely wonderful to listen to. He's on, part 6 of Dead Space? He's actually done
7.
pretty good on
7 now.
Oh, did they come up with a new one?
Today.
Oh, yes. Okay, I know what I'm going to be doing.
A whiskey bottle. Anywho, well, no, I did have a second bit of Chinese news, but I think I'm just going to avoid the China doubleheader.
Especially after the Bangkok joke.
I think I have good reason to avoid the Chinese doubleheader.
I think we have a good reason to just avoid China altogether now.
Great Firewall of China.
What the hell was that?
Me slowly losing my mind.
Well, that may be news to you, but we knew you lost it. Well, I knew you lost it when I met you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, at the moment I met you, I wasn't sure if you ever had it, so I don't know how you exactly lose something like that.
So, since we're still going to be in the Orient for a moment,
oh boy,
I got one of the greatest bits of news the other day. I read that and I got excited. I was excited as a schoolgirl's first blush. That's how happy I was.
You were happy in your pants, in other words.
No, a little further north, actually. Just a little further north.
In your spleen?
No. A little, just a little more and to the forward. And here's why I'm happy. It was announced by, let's see here, TV Tokyo. Yeah, there we go. TV Tokyo announced that one of my favorite shows is returning to the air this fall in October. After its 13-year hiatus, Iron Chef is coming back. The proper Iron Chef. And
now, does anybody... I have... Come on, it's food. You know my appetite. Now, unless this guy makes a series of making grilled cheese and tomato soup, I don't care.
You have never actually watched Iron Chef, have you?
No, why would I? It's about food. I have enough trouble not eating.
It's a great show. It's a fantastic show.
Do they chase each other around the kitchen with butcher knives?
No. Well, then
what do I care?
No, actually, wait. That did happen one time.
Oh, well, hey, send me the clip to that.
I think I have the clip for that. I'm looking.
I would not be so... You probably call it research.
Well, anyway. But no, anyways, Iron Chef, if you've never seen Iron Chef, it's one of those shows you can sit there and go, it's a very interesting show, because first off, the chairman of it, the chairman Kage,
Uncle Kage's in this?
No. Dang. He is a pretty boy, though. Or Kage.
Well, he's Asian. Of course he is.
Yeah. Oh, no. For even an Asian, he's a pretty boy.
Oh. Well, that explains the ratings.
Yeah. And he is Chairman Takashi Kaga. And he has an obsession with bell peppers. It's honestly, it's a great show. Here, I'll pop over a link to you, just like to a opener of it.
Better than an obsession with cucumbers, I suppose.
Well, and if you've never seen if you've never seen Iron Chef, oddly enough, they had a battle cucumber.
Oh, for God's sake!
Where two chefs had to make food from cucumbers and whatnot. At one point, no one could sit there without cracking a smile, because you're just sitting there going, "It's a cucumber."
I've watched way too much internet. I know way too many other uses for cucumbers.
Exactly, it's a cucumber.
So is the chef guy the guy at the beginning?
Yeah, that is Chairman Kaga. Anyways, yeah, so I'm excited about that.
He's not all that good looking, I'm sorry.
Compared to the rest of them?
Well, they're just rising out of their graves now, so I can't tell yet.
Rising out of their graves, I like that one. I think it's more of a cold storage situation.
The guy in silver is kind of meh. The guy in red looks like he should be a prime minister or something.
Yeah, he's one of the most famous chefs in Japan.
And the guy in yellow looks like they pulled him off the street, actually, so... And what in the hell is this guy holding? Oh, he's holding a tomato. Okay.
Oh, dear. I've opened up a can of worms.
Hey, they got squid, I think.
No squid, no more tentacles. No.
Hey,
No.
You're the dork who sent me this. They reached into a tank and pulled out something that was kind of
Wriggling
grayish and had a lot of tentacles on it. I'm assuming it was a squid.
And
Squid or octopus? It had to be one of them.
Yeah.
Excuse me for not knowing the difference. I couldn't exactly tell how many tentacles. What is it? Octopus is 8 and squid is 10.
10 and above, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. It was probably an octopus because it wasn't big and the tentacles were pretty fat. So I can't imagine that for that size it would have more than 8. In fact, I'd be lucky if it had 8.
Yeah, you know what's awkward? Just as a side note, just as a weird little side note of my life.
This whole episode?
No. A rather interesting trip to the beach one time ended up with the words of a hexapus being muttered.
A what?
A hexapus.
What is that?
Think of it. Okay, octopus, hexapus.
So 6.
Yeah.
I have never even heard of that before.
It's a joke.
Okay.
Why do I bother? Perfectly good humor wasted.
You hadn't. That was a pretty crappy punchline. If that was
perfectly good humor wasted on you.
No, because you said that there was a quote or something from a hexapus, so I was waiting for the quote.
No, not a quote. How do you get a quote from a 6-legged octopus?
Because I wasn't worried about the 6-legged octopus.
How you get a quote from a 6-legged octopus?
No, you dork. I was talking about. I was reminded of something. You were reminded of something said by a hexapus. I'm like, okay, I don't know what that is, but what did they say? That's where I got hung up. I thought you were talking about an anime thing or something.
Man,
you gotta admit, anime and tentacles do go together. And you and anime sure as hell go together.
You need to clean out your ears. You just need to clean out your ears.
Uh-huh.
I never
I'll let the audience. I'll let the audience judge that one. All 3 of them.
So, as our actual last bit of real news of the show, of what show we had today. Well,
this is a show.
I'm guessing. I know my webcam's not on. Yours, I hope yours isn't on because that'd be a little awkward.
What? I'm not exactly sitting here in my underwear.
Likely story.
Oh, I literally just walked in from McDonald's when I had to get down and start things up. I didn't get done with work until about 20 after 4. Yeah. That hasn't been started up in 8 years. What are you talking about? Actually, 9 years.
You're gonna need yourself a defibrillator, maybe a tube of Vaseline and a corkscrew at this point to get that started up, huh?
Well, it better be sooner. I'm going to be hitting double digits here. After that, I think it's pretty much hopeless. We are now playing taps for my sex life. Please stand by. Could have done that in 2004 for all it would matter. So.
Yeah. So speaking of things that'll kill your sex life, what is to tech and games as MTV is to music? The answer
is okay. Now this is Are we talking 80s MTV or current MTV? Because current MTV has shit current and MTV. Nothing to do with me. Well, then it's probably not much.
Yeah. The answer, as they look back, is
G4. Oh, yeah, I've never watched that. I'm going to be honest.
I watched G4 in some of its early days. I still preferred Tech TV. And then when they merged, somehow, some way, a show that is oriented at two smash networks that were lauded for their fabulous programming, for their great tips, tricks, and other crap involving games, computers, and other tech, and all things nerd, kept some of their worst shows and proceeded to limp on for the next 8 years.
That's what most things do.
Well, it's finally come time. The NBC is going to take it out back and shoot it. And then dress it up as something new and resell it to the public. Announced late last week, the abysmal list that is G4 is coming to an early end next year. Announced by its parent company NBCU, with its low ratings, popular or quote unquote popular hosts, and a total lack of focused programming. Tech and games, morons.
Yeah.
NBCU has decided to rebrand and redo G4 into a TV version of GQ. Well, let me say that again. NBCU has decided to rebrand and redo G4 into a TV version of GQ. Okay,
Homer, what is GQ?
Don't just look up GQ.
You do realize what you're trying to ask me to do. You're asking me to look up... Oh, fine.
Fine, you know what? GQ is...
It's a magazine. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
What about?
TV. They are rebranding G4 into a TV version of GQ. An entire network based around food, movies, fitness, sex, music, travel, sports, bit of technology, and books. But all
it's Guys Quarterly, basically.
What?
Guys Quarterly, basically.
That is GQ, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Or better known as Spike TV.
You know what? Yay, this means I have even less reason to watch it.
Yeah, I'm sitting here going, why? I know it's already doing terribly, but why do that to yourself? Why shoot yourself in the testicles that much?
Because they were dumb enough to hire. Because they were dumb enough to hire Leo Laporte.
Yeah.
I actually had to work with him.
Yeah. I'm sitting here going, what? What the hell? Why the hell was Phil? No. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
No. Tell me, or I will reach through and strangle you. Now I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I was sitting there checking out the list of GQ magazine covers for a second. And in 66 and 67, Phyllis Diller was on the cover.
Huh.
That's kind of odd. Just a little.
Well, she was really hitting her stride as an alternative comic. And let's be honest, she wasn't exactly friendly to herself as a housewife. She was pretty... Yeah. She cut herself down pretty well, so if this were a masculine, let's pick apart the females magazine at that point, she'd be a poster child for it.
Mm-hmm. But anywho, yeah, so they're rebranding and redoing G4. Now, Variety has reported that the guy-centric network is mulling a more sophisticated look while remaining true to its tech and video game roots. However, if you've ever read GQ, if you even know what GQ is, you know GQ doesn't do video games.
The only time I ever even heard GQ mentioned in my entire life until just now was on the Royal Rumble when Bobby Heenan said that Sherry Martell's breast should be on GQ.
No,
that is my soul.
I know of one other instance where you have heard GQ before.
Where?
Beetlejuice.
Murph? Do you realize how long it's been since I saw that movie?
But it's still another time.
Okay. Since you are, what, 13 years younger than me, could you enlighten the old man on what the hell you're talking about?
Hang on one second. Let me pull up the clip.
No, just tell me, because I can't watch clips and listen to you.
They, at the end of the movie, you know, when he's in the in line waiting.
Oh, and he grabs
talking about, yeah.
1 trillion and whatever.
After he steals the number 3 from the shrunken head dude.
Right.
He starts going off about how he's got a GQ interview and this and that. It's just a reference, but it's there.
I never would have remembered that. I have not seen that movie since I was in high school. That is way too far back for my mind to work.
See, and this is why I love having a kind of geeky, eidetic memory. If it's geeky, I'll remember it. If it's not geeky, or if I can't associate it with geek, I don't even remember what I had for breakfast.
I still don't understand how GQ in any way could have been tied to geek until just this moment.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the whole thing. You know? That's pretty much my whole point. Is GQ to geek, as again like MTV to music.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, you guys really, and they could completely take advantage of the market since there's no other geek programming network out there. I mean, not even Spike TV with its extensive coverage of things like E3 and whatnot.
Right.
Has even as remotely close to the geek possible geek coverage, and they're just piddling it away. They're trying to make it more male oriented. This and that. The modern male, the current male, the men that are roaming around now on this planet Earth are geeks, either because they play video games in one form or another. Even the most hardcore jocks will play some Call of Duty and be gaming geeks. So why are they not taking advantage of this? No, they're rebranding it for more TNA.
That's what everybody does now.
And stupid is they could take advantage of it. They could take a proper advantage of it instead of rebranding for something stupid. Because everyone loved G4 and Tech TV when they were still G4 and Tech TV for their geek shows, for their intelligence, for their commentary, for their science and their tech and their all that stuff. Now just new.
That's what happens to just about everybody, though. What the hell?
What?
Okay, since we're in geek news, Zynga has a thing called Zynga Rewards. Well, they just moved it to a new server. And it's called Zip Membership, which just works so well with this show. So I log in. They've got my avatar right, but they say my name is Ron Lilly.
Ron Lilly.
Now, keep in mind, to log into this site, I logged in with my Facebook.
Ron Lilly.
Yeah.
That's
I'm gonna check my Facebook now. I wonder if somebody hacked and changed my name.
That's pretty special.
And they won't let me change it.
That is something pretty special.
I'm sorry, I've already got a name. It's Raving Rundle. I don't need Lily anything. I'm not a hippie.
That is very special. I am amused. Mused.
I'm so special, I know.
Yeah, you're just fantastic. Yeah. And we're winding down the show.
No, it's not fantastic. It's Fabulous.
Fabulous. Well, on that note, thank you all for joining us for this rather madcap episode of Finite Exposure. Stay tuned next for the Big Dumb Fun Show. After that, Give Me a Break Radio, and then Rock On Radio to close out the night. Stay tuned later on this week for Para Challenge Radio, Geek Juice, Fangirl Magazine Radio, The Mike Ghost Getter Show, Night Watch Radio, and many, many more. You can always find archives of this show and other great shows from the Jackalope family. I can't even keep it up. on Jackaloperadio.com. Hop on over and give it a whirl. And you can also find you can also find our archives on our homepage of Finite Exposure. So head on over and check that out. I can't even make it all the way through this now. You can also follow us on Facebook with keyword search Finite Exposure. You can follow us on the Twitters. Just type in Finite Exposure, all one word, capital F, capital E. Sounds like the story of my life. You can email us at finiteexposure@gmail.com with any geek, science, tech, or nerdy tips, and we'll try to work them into the show. You know, I think that does it for this week. I hope you've all hope you stay nice and frosty.
Okay, for the Gipper, we're closing out.
It's a beautiful night out there, isn't it, boys and girls? I haven't seen a night quite like this in 100 years. In fact, this is no night to be inside. Let's turn off our radios. Go out.